what I would like to give all of you is authentic, next level, important and relevant rhetoric. By rhetoric, I mean the conjugation in the mathematical sense of conjugated variables. You can either look that up or chat that up with old-fashioned ways of looking things up, or the 21st century way, which is to, I use the verb chat it up, meaning find out what it means by having a carefully considered syntax for how you communicate with other humans and other entities, including AI, however one chooses to define the new AI. The new AI is part of those other entities. So I hypothesize, I call it the Ramona hypothesis. It's named after a man named Raymond Lull, but as you can see, Ramon actually has been feminized and extended. What's behind this is an actual person that lived. His name is Raymond Lull, and he's the answer to the Jeopardy question, or the Jeopardy question that Raymond Lull corresponds to is, who invented the concept of mechanized, superhuman intelligence in order to facilitate the communication between the warring parties, specifically religion and science, and the narratives that justify violent conflict. Who came up with the idea that there might be, that maybe we humans aren't smart enough? The very humble idea that we humans might not be smart enough to figure out our own shit, but possibly we're smart enough to build a combinatorial machine that can aid us to figure it out. What name, if you had to choose a name, this would obviously be an out-of-the-box thinker. So what is the name? And the second question is, when did they live? And the third question is, where? Who invented artificial AI? I see AI on every billboard coming into town and going out of town. Okay? It is obviously in fashion in this part of the world. Who invented this shit? And when and where is my question. Anyone want to go to the device? Go to your AI, and it's gonna tell you the answer is Raymond Lull, and the place is essentially Barcelona, but it's the time that's the shocker. Let me use the F word for emphasis. This is in the fucking 13th century, folks. The fucking 13th century. And it's for the wars between Christianity and Islam. Yeah. And it's for the war between science and religion. Yeah. Raymond Lull. noticed that, oh, he was very cross-cultural. Of course, he knew the true religion, it's the Roman Catholic Church. But he thought, we're not smart enough just as humans to create a theology and a science that is able to both unify the Catholic religion with what was called science then, which is Aristotelian science, very old science, actually. But the Islamic astronomers have a kind of, they work with combinatorial oppositions in squares, and they've automated it into something called a Zair, or it has the structure of a Zairja, that's the word in Persian Arabic for this device. Well, maybe that could be made more bigger and automated, and since it's a reasoning device, we could automate our science against religion confusions, and we could automate our discussions with Islamic, Jewish, and other non-Christian philosophies. He assumed that if it was a reasoning process, it would prove certain things. One would be that the Roman Catholic religion is the one true religion. But he didn't say, believe it because I said so, or believe it because any person said so. He said, believe it because superhuman, automated, combinatorial logic says so, and it says it so well that we Christians and Muslims will stop fighting over everything. And of course, they'll all become Catholic, but not because we said you should be Roman Catholic, and not because we said we're going to torture your children until you decide to become Roman Catholic. No, 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 not for those reasons. For reasons we can all see. It's common sense. It aligns everything. We need to figure out a way to help us out of our limited human perspective. That's the invention of AI in the 13th century, to stop wars and to have science and common sense determine the events of human history. Now, I would say that is a pretty out-of-the-box thought for someone who didn't quite make it to sainthood in the Catholic Church, but is beatified. How many people in this room know what it means to be a beatus in Catholicism? Well, good, you went to Catholic school. It's not a saint, but it's pretty good. In other words, he did not get in trouble with the Catholic Church for arguing with St. Thomas Aquinas, or for saying that we could automate reasoning and make it scientific and universal. In fact, he started a whole movement called Lullists, and the Lullists became the Leibnizians, as in the creator of calculus, Leibniz, and the Leibnizians turned into Pascal, and that became the Babbage engine, and then that became the Enigma, if you saw the movie, and then that's Turing, and von Neumann, and Minsky, and blah, 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 blah. This is the history of what those billboards are talking about. We can do it. We can actually do this. That's my message. There's a way of looking at current technology and mathematics. But here's the thing. I said you probably want to hear authentically new, important, next-level shit. If it is that, it is going to take a very long time for me to stand here and explain it to anyone. If it is authentically next level, not just I've changed the words, but authentically next level, relevant, important because it's going to help you to essentially align your two golden rules. And by you, I mean any human. There's the golden rule that says get enough gold so you can make the rules. And there's the golden rule that says at the end of the day and at the end of your life, you need to feel good about yourself. What did your life mean? And that golden rule relates to how well we treated others. If I am not for myself, then who will be for me? If I'm only for myself, then what am I? And if not now, when? Your test. Who said it? Jewish koan. Do you know what a koan is? It's a Zen conundrum. I just gave you a Jewish koan, an authentic Jewish koan. Who said it? Who said it? Have we confirmed that? Have we chatted it up with the bot? Or looked at Wikipedia? It's Maimonides? Sounds good. I will accept that. I did go to Hebrew school, so it's very embarrassing. When I said, limited, right? I couldn't remember. But I do remember it's a Jewish koan, and I remember it's the first thing that was given to me in Hebrew school as a kid, which is a pretty heavy load when you're 10 years old. I now pass that on to the world. That is everyone's koan, everyone's Zen conundrum, everyone's seeming paradox. There's two golden rules. And if we don't start right now, you got to give me a start, and you got to give me a chart where we're going to somehow get those two sides of us aligned with each other and with science and with common sense. That idea is centuries, and a few more centuries old. I call it the Ramona hypothesis, and it goes back to Raymond Lull. Raymond Lull was not only this smart, he was a meditator. That's in the zeitgeist now. It also, probably most of you have done some meditation, I'm guessing. Well, he was a meditator, except in those days. How's my time, by the way? 5? Yeah, I could probably wind it up. He was a successful meditator, became beatified by the church. He was also, and you can chat this up if you want, look it up, chat it up. Chat up is the AI way to look up, right? You follow my analogy. I've just created a new phrase. I may call it something else next week, so it's not the word, it's the concept that matters. So he was a successful meditator. So mindfulness science, contemplative neuroscience, what me, Jay Sanguinetti, and a whole bunch of our friends in this room do. He was a scientist, he was a meditator, and he is credited with writing the first European novel. So he had smart, and he had heart. And he had art. He wrote a novel. He invented the novel in the West. The novel is usually thought of as having been invented in Japan by the Tale of Genji. But for the West, so this guy seems to have it all. What can we add to this now, in our time? What do we have that he didn't have? We have the automated reasoning. It's called AI. That engineering has been done. Can that be leveraged into the Ramona hypothesis, or with the Ramona hypothesis, which says there's a way of integrating all these components into one force in the world that will allow us to crowdsource and outsource, poetically speaking, network-level problems around influence and information in our world. And I'm going to remember the koan goes, the two golden rules, and if you can't resolve them now, when are you going to do it? I say it's now, and it's everywhere in the world, and it is blatantly on every not every, but many what do we call them? Not bulletin boards. Billboards in and out of the city. It's all about AI. That's now, and that's everywhere. And what we need is authentic next level, and this is the part you're not going to like. This is the poison drum. I have a magic drum, and I have a poison drum, and they're integrated almost. The poison drum says you may not like this answer, but I believe it is the magic drum. You need authentic next level mathematics. Yeah, you got to do the math. I said authentic, not it's next level because I have a clever way to talk about it. Not authentic that way. Actual next level math. You're going to have to do a lot of work, and it's going to take you a long time to get a sense of what that is, but I'll tell you what the name of it is. And I already told you that there's a thing you can do. You can look it up, or you can chat it up. So I gave you access to next level, authentic, relevant shit that is relevant to your two golden rule problem. And by you, I mean me and every individual and community on this planet. I can tell you, this is what to look up, this is what to chat up. It's going to take you a long, long time and a lot of work to understand it. It's not a cheap date. And if you don't have that, just hire someone to do it for you that you trust, that has credibility by your standards. So you don't have to do this work, but I'm saying you goddamn better talk to someone that understands what I'm about to say. And what I'm about to say is right across the street in Berkeley at the Topos Institute, and it's called Applied Category Theory. That's all you need to know, plus all the stuff I just claimed. That's authentic next level mathematics. That is the mathematics of connectivity, not set theory. That's 20th century. 21st century, set theory, old-fashioned math, is a level 0 category. I strongly suggest you either know for yourself or have around you someone that understands what a level 1 category is. If possible, someone with enough mathematical literacy that they can understand Emily Reel's YouTube presentation on what a fucking infinity category is. If standard science is a level 0 category, I'm advocating you either understand or you have people around you that you trust that understand what a level 1 category is. But if you really want to do this right, listen to Emily at Hopkins on YouTube. She'll tell you about the real verity theorem. It has implications for applied category theory. So if you are willing to do a lot of work and spend a lot of time, you personally can understand that next level math. If you're not willing to do this, I would strongly suggest you have around you people that are mathematically and scientifically literate enough to do this. And all you have to do is know that the 20th century was level 0 categorical math, and we need to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of thing. With this, I have done my job. Thank you. The people in this room that can answer your questions about what I just said, there's one of them, Bill Duane, there's another one, Juliana Ray, there's another guy, what's his name? Jay Sanguinetti. And who else in this room? Come on, I'm gonna out you if you don't raise your hand. There's a bunch of people that know about this. Anyway, look us up, chat us up, and it's industrial strength, but user-friendly.